What the is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Beers and. Today, we're going to be talking about beers and das ist Brandewijn.
Ooh, yeah.
Welcome back to the show, part of the show where you just learned a little something. Did you know you were going to learn Dutch today?
And a little German, too.
And a little German, if you're following along.
We think.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back to Beers and. Alex and Nick here
Hello.
with you today on this sweltering hot
Jersey
summer day.
70.
It's not 70.
No, I mean, it's episode 70.
Oh, episode 70.
Number
hey,
70.
That's way more than I imagined we would make it to. Not that I thought we would fail right away, but...
No, I would have expected that we would have failed eventually, but not, not after.
But we're still
we're
here now.
Still here.
Right. So episode 70, so you guys know what that means. It's a
cocktail
episode. So today we're doing brandy. Brandewijn would be Dutch for brandy.
And we're having a good old-fashioned classic.
And we're having a lovely Icarus beer.
Oh, yeah. A lovely
Oh, I'm
Icarus
sorry.
beer.
You were going to say a classic sidecar.
Classic sidecar.
Yes, a sidecar cocktail, which if you're not familiar with, we will explain it to you later, but we're going to get into the beer first, as we always do.
Yeah.
So we have an Icarus offering today. It's a double dry hopped, double imperial IPA. New England style, hazy style. Because if it's not hazy, send it back. We don't want it.
Exactly. You know us.
This is called For the Story. So this is a heavily oated Northeast IPA. Nick's favorite adverb, copiously dry hopped with lupulin citra, Columbus, and lupulin mosaic. And then it is double dry hopped with Styrian Dragon.
Ah, yes.
So that's a new one for us. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to see if we can just get the notes.
Yeah, let's just see what we can do.
Because that's what we do here. You can come see the beer. Come follow us on Instagram at Beers and Podcast. And you can come follow us over on TikTok at the same thing. And come on over and see us on YouTube at Beers and Podcast.
Very nicely done.
Nicholas.
Very nicely done.
Nicholas. Excited to get into the beer today. Excited to try a new hop.
I am too, Alexander.
That we're not familiar with. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, come on.
And you know what comes with a new beer is a new question of the day.
I hope so. I'm excited for it.
If you could change the color of the Blue Man Group, what would you change them to?
Green.
That was the consensus at my apartment.
Was it really?
Yeah, green.
Yeah, I feel like because it would still be close.
That's way too fast.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be green because I think they would look like aliens then, and that'd be funny. I feel like it would always look like they're going to get sick.
Okay.
Yeah,
They are sick.
I like the way
They just look sick.
green feels.
So the way we talked about it at the apartment, Christina and I, was it needs to be a color that like the paint pops still.
Yeah.
And that blue is a very dark blue, but they use the bright, the yellow, the pink, the red, the orange.
I'm not.
paint.
What is the goddamn appeal of the Blue Man Group?
That they're blue. Abadi abadai.
Oh, that's right. If I were green, I would die. Oh, no. Are we doing them in? Are we killing the Blue Man Group?
I forgot that was a thing.
Oh, God, I got all choked up for a second.
We were in middle school and it was, if I were green, I would die. No, that's clearly not.
Is it not the lyric?
Is that the lyric?
Let's
No,
see.
it's not.
Let's get this down on the record. I believe if I were green, I would die.
I'm blue lyrics. Okay, yo, listen
if I were
up. Here's
green,
the
I
story.
would die. I forgot. Listen up, yo.
No,
'cause
it's I'm blue daba dee daba die.
God, how much ecstasy did those kids in the 90s go ahead and gobble up?
Literally half of the lyrics in this song are daba dee daba die.
You know what? Why are we going to hate on them? Because we worship the ground that the Beatles walk on, and they wrote obla dee obla die, and everyone was like, oh, the geniuses.
That's fair. And they said it like that, too.
They did. They did.
Geniuses.
Obla dee obla die.
That sounds like Ringo.
Ugh, God.
Well, that's a Ringo.
I don't want to.
So something I didn't say about this beer that is important that I would like to mention. Part of all the proceeds from this can go toward the New York City Memorial Stair Climb in memory of those who lost their lives on September 11th and since.
You know what? I think that's always a good reason to give, especially if it's directly to those involved. Especially, and again, we won't go off on a tangent, but especially in the wake of the way that vets and those that were present on 9/11 were recently just treated by our wonderful government.
What are you referencing? Maybe I'm not following.
Oh, so I guess it was about a week ago, earlier this week, late last week, that they were supposed to extend healthcare benefits to
to
folks.
vets?
Well, to vets specifically who had gotten sick as a result of being exposed to burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq, and those first responders in New York. Again, who unfortunately, were exposed to so many burning things on September 11th. they were supposed to have extended benefits given. It was voted on and passed by the Senate. It had to just go back, I believe, to the House for like a quick change in terms of like verbiage. Nothing changed. It went back to the Senate, and Senate Republicans had blocked it.
What the hell? Man?
Yeah. Jon Stewart does a wonderful piece on it. He's a big advocate, huge advocate.
First off, I love Jon Stewart.
So do I.
Yeah, he really
Jersey guy.
Is he?
Yeah, baby.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I see that. You know, the dude who runs the Conch Republic can fire upon the U.S. Army and then get billions of dollars in federal aid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you know how to work the law,
yep, absolutely,
you're good.
Absolutely. But if you went ahead and you tried to dig people out on the 11th, sucks to suck, says Mitch McConnell.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but like
we haven't even had a drink yet.
We have not. We probably need one. But like the healthcare heroes of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
And now they're the ones that chose to not be vaccinated were pushed out of jobs.
Everything. So, whenever they see, I love when they point out the GoFundMe accounts that like, oh my goodness, this person raised $250,000. They were only asking for 10 for treatment for XYZ, and it's like, we should not be impressed by this. We should be horrified.
Yeah.
They also just recently today, didn't put a cap on insulin. Those folks that needed to live.
Oh.
They did away with that. Yeah. So the cap of 35.
I was going to say, isn't it like insanely expensive as it is to begin with?
Yeah, statistically speaking,
like one of the more expensive drugs.
After food and housing expenses, diabetics often report spending upwards of 40% of their remaining income on insulin per month.
That is insane.
Yep.
God, I need a beer.
Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this beer, shall we?
For the story. Let me tell you, before I even tell you what I tasted, as soon as I put it up to my
I was going to say I got a taste before
big fruity whiff of something.
Specifically for me, mango pineapple.
Is that what it is?
I'm getting a lot of those nice, rich summer fruits.
Huge tropical flavor.
Very, very tropical.
Syrian Dragon coming through with the tropical heat.
Do we think that's what the Syrian Dragon is exactly?
So I actually think it's a little bit of like a fruitier note on the end.
Yes.
Because I get
a little berry-ish.
The mosaic, I get the mosaic, which is fruity in the beginning sometimes. Yep. And the Citra, we get the Citra all the time. Columbus is more of a bittering hop in my experience. So I do think that the Styrian Dragon and the lupulin, I hate that word. Lupulin mosaic really give a lot of the oomph as far as the fruity flavor.
Almost a little bit, if that is the case, it's a little bit of like strawberry as well. Like a strawberry, passion fruit. I'm
getting a berry, mango, yep.
Yeah. Ooh, it's very delightful.
And then it has like a nice clean finish. Like it's not super
bitter. The Columbus,
bitter.
I was going to say the Columbus is really throttled back.
Bitter. Yeah, it's not that
which
bitter.
is very, very nice.
It's almost like piney or like sprucey.
A little like juniper, sort of like berry.
Yeah. Yep.
It is very nice. It's not what I would expect for something that's also being described as heavily oated. It doesn't oated. It's not a warm beer. It's not a warm IPA. It's very crisp.
It's very smooth.
Light. Mm-hmm.
Very like well balanced.
I'm impressed
round
by
mouthfeel. Yeah, this is a good one. You'd be surprised to know this is an 8.2% IPA.
Well, no wonder why. Just the fumes in the air were getting us all mouthy at this point.
Yeah.
I like this quite a bit. I've got to say, I am pretty impressed by it. It's interesting because I think I genuinely like it. I love the cause that it's for. I feel like for some reason the imagery and the marketing for it are not. They don't match.
I could see why you would say that.
Not that I would want something that would be like, I don't know, like what does this beer taste like? 9/11. Like I don't want a 9/11. Like what this beer makes me think of?
I think even the name, like for the story, like if there wasn't a firefighter on the front,
I would never. Yeah,
right. That would have never alluded to me the fact that that's what this was for.
True. It's also been because of the condensation. It's also been slowly sliding in the wind in the background.
Is it?
It's been turning and facing me, and it's ghost canning me right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak ill of 9/11.
I would to like keep going with that. What if they would have named it ladder 9 or like ladder 11.
Oh,
Or,
I like
you
ladder
know,
9 better than ladder
ladder
11.
9, right?
Yeah, I like ladder 9.
Yeah,
That
I think that'd be a
that
good
sounds
name
better.
for this.
Yeah. There's something about for the story. I'm not.
Because when I
feeling.
see that, I think of Instagram.
Oh,
you know, like,
yeah,
for the gram. Yeah, like, that's what I
the
think
kids say, right?
That's what the kids
That's
say.
what the kids say. Whatever that
Can we
is.
get a kid in here?
Can we get a kid in here?
Ethan.
Ethan.
Damn it.
Oh,
Where's my matcha latte?
I was just gonna say he's out getting us lattes right about now. Oh boy, I'm gonna go a little. I'm not gonna let the marketing and the story look and the name necessarily get in the way. Simply based on the flavor itself and the taste, I would go in for a couple of these. I'm gonna go 4.45.
That's solid. I feel like this would be really good on tap.
Very, very
Really
nice.
tasty.
Very, very nice.
That's actually a lot higher than I thought you were going to go.
Yeah, there's something I like summer fruits. I like that summer flavor, but without it being kitschy. Like there's still something that's very nice and refined about this, which I appreciate.
Right. You know, I think as it's warming up, and it's warming up very quickly, might I add.
I don't have central air. We get it.
I'm getting a big stone fruit hit right in the beginning.
So more of that apricot,
Coconut
peach.
or apple? Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always think it's coconut.
I don't know why. I don't know if that's also again this Syrian dragon.
It might not be.
It might not be.
It might not be, but it
Oh, you know what's so bizarre? You're right.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little like
Big stone
coconut.
fruit, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
It's
I'm
the
still.
coconut stone fruit.
I don't think so.
I would count it.
Okay.
It's hard as a rock.
Yeah, that is true. I don't think it is though. But
Just like a pineapple is an apple of the pine.
so what are we gonna vote on? what kind of number are we gonna go
I'm
on?
going to be a little under you. I'm going to be right like 10 points under 4.35.
Okay. All right. I can.
I'm like
accept
right
those.
around you. There's something about it that is keeping me from giving it a higher grade, and I think I would like the fruit flavor a little more forward.
Okay.
I think
yeah.
or a little more pine.
You see, and I think like to your point about it being perhaps on tap, I would like something that's got a little bit more carbonation to it, just a little bit. Just make it a little bit more effervescent. I think it'd tie it all up nicely.
Yeah,
Just drop an Alka-Seltzer in, we'll call it a day.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I love Alka-Seltzer. It's a weird thing even
Like
for me to
that's-
say.
I feel like that's bad for the beer.
yeah. Well,
That's Nick. That's bad for the brand.
that's bad for the brand.
We're moving over to brandy.
Oh, what a smooth segue.
Did you know that brandy was made by distilling wine?
To be honest with you, I really did not.
Okay, so brandy is one of the 6 base liquors: vodka, gin, rum, brandy, tequila, whiskey.
Isn't bourbon? I thought there were 7.
I thought it was 6.
I think whiskey and bourbon are separate. I believe.
Are they separate?
If I'm not mistaken, I could have swore that they were.
We're gonna check that right now, so I don't have to party foul next week. There's 6.
Okay. Well,
brandy,
so,
gin, rum, tequila, vodka, whiskey.
So I'll
I
just
guess-
party foul on the spot.
I guess bourbon is considered like a variant
I'm
of
not
whiskey.
I don't have the ability to do so, but I'm gonna go back in our conversations, and I'm pretty sure that you were the one that initially said 7, and that's why I went
Really?
with it. Yeah.
Oh, all
Well,
right.
so okay. Now that I've made this a very hostile environment,
I didn't hear the bus when you were backing over me just now.
well, look alive, buddy.
One of the 6 base liquors. So actually, because it's distilled, you can make it from wine. I think it might be the only base liquor that's made from another alcohol.
Oh.
It might actually. Well, that's not true because I think liqueurs are all made from the 6 base liquors.
Yeah, but like in terms of like the base
of the
7,
big
it's made from like.
You just keep saying 7.
Oh shit! That one I didn't know on purpose either. Fuck.
But yeah, it's distilled. It can be distilled from wine.
I like brandy actually.
So I've never had it like by itself, and we're gonna have this lovely Courvoisier sidecar.
Cavatier.
Yeah, and I've only ever had brandy in a sidecar. This will only be my second time.
So for folks that are not aware, cheers. A sidecar is brandy. Specifically, it should be like a cognac.
Cognac.
And we'll, it's a
Sidecar is a French drink.
exactly.
Très French.
Très French. Some Cointreau and lemon juice.
Yeah, so Cointreau is an orange liqueur.
And lemon juice is the juice of a lemon.
Juice of for those of you that are not familiar.
So cheers.
I got a huge whiff of it when I And man, the lemon.
Oh, I fucking love this. Oh my God. If I could bathe in this, I would.
That is a tasty drink.
It is very warm in here because this was still cold.
It was ice. It was cold.
This would have been delicious.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if I could, I would swim in this. I want to make this into a scent.
Yeah.
What is it that you're wearing, sir? This? Sidecar.
Wait.
By Lush.
So, now that I'm drinking this for the first time,
I feel like I've had it before.
I've definitely had one other one. I will say that the sugared rim, I think, is essential.
Yeah, I know that
Next time.
You know what it actually tastes like a little bit to me? Arnold Palmer half and half.
You know what? It definitely does.
Yeah.
It 100%
Right?
does. It
Just
tastes
a little bit.
like a lemonade iced tea.
It does. I love it.
I'm not mad at that.
Can I tell you a little bit about the sidecar, if anything?
Oh, I wish you would.
Oh, well, wonderful. Sit back then, relax, and enjoy the show. Tell your friends about us. Like, subscribe. So as I mentioned to you when we were kind of making it before, it is considered to actually be one of the more difficult cocktails to make by bartenders.
So interesting.
Well, the ratios to make it right are needed to ensure like a good level of sweetness. Because if you think about it, you put a little bit too much lemon juice in there, it's going to be a little too sour.
Definitely.
You don't put enough Cointreau in there, it's going to be a little bit like it's going to have that bitter bite. Exactly. Yeah. So it could be kind of tricky. I think I did a pretty good job.
I think you did a bang-up job.
I was going to say, if I say so myself.
You know, I think I've seen it, not to cut you off, with like an egg white, like a foam.
I believe that's called a Remy sidecar specifically.
Oh, it has a different...
it's like a different iteration. So it's unclear, actually, of the origins, though it was invented sometime at the end of World War I in either London or Paris.
I did see that.
Yes.
I didn't do any research, but I did, for my own mind,
knowledge,
I wanted
right?
to know.
So apparently, it's actually the Ritz Hotel in Paris that claims to be the origin of the drink. And they claim that it was inspired by an army captain at the end of the war and named after the motorcycle that he had used. He had a sidecar affixed to the motorcycle. According to some, the drink had many more ingredients at first, but were slowly phased out. And it's actually considered to be a daiquiri, but with brandy as the base instead of rum. I guess
technically.
Exactly. And Cointreau used as a sweetener in lieu of simple syrup. Fun stuff, right?
You just blew my mind a little bit.
Thanks. Taste it and tell me that it doesn't taste like a daiquiri.
You're absolutely right.
Like a strawberry
100%
daiquiri.
does.
Without the strawberry at all.
Yeah.
We're keeping things light and punchy here.
I love it. Okay, so you actually cut me off, but that's okay.
I thought I did. I kind of knew I did, but I went for it anyway.
I let you do it anyway. You know why? Because I'm a good friend and I love you.
It's number 70. It's all right.
Exactly. Yeah. We've done this dance 69 times.
You
before.
And I have tangoed 69 times.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, distilled from wine. Interesting that it is distilled from another alcohol.
Very.
Yes. So what happens, or like what I should say, it tastes like I've never had brandy by itself, so I did some reading.
Yeah.
And it supposedly mostly and primarily tastes like fruity, burnt wine with an oaky finish.
I would very much agree with that.
Like an oaky backbone, which I don't mind. I actually have come to like the taste or scent of oak.
Yes, especially as time, like you said, has gone by. Like, I've been that basic white bitch before that has asked me, like, do you have an oaky Chardonnay?
I prefer a buttery Chardonnay.
Oh, you like a buttery Chardonnay?
I
like an oaky Chardonnay.
Yes. So, like with the other base liquors, there are obviously like variations within the style, and most of the time, like cognac, they have to be brewed in the region.
Yes.
That the style comes from. But other than that, there are no worldwide regulations as far as its distillation process. So, like, it's typically aged in oak, which is where it gets the oaky finish.
Yeah.
And it's often blended, which I didn't know. So they'll take a bunch of different and then blend them together, and that's how you'll get a lot of the finer variations of it.
So when I was at the liquor store, and it's interesting that you mentioned it, so that's why there were a number of different varieties based on that were the same kind of brand, if anything. That's why I think you see VS, VSOP, and things along those lines.
Yes.
Ask us what they mean. Did you do the research?
I don't know what they mean, but I have
did
some of
I.
the styles.
I'm slurring a little. Right?
It's the
I
cocktail.
slurred that.
It's the cocktail. I wasn't going to point it out.
I'm so sorry.
So
It's Monday.
In our world, sure.
In our world, yes.
Yeah, when you see this, you'll be in the future.
Oh, I apologize.
On Tuesday. So some of the styles that Nick is sampling, one of them right now. We have cognac, Armagnac,
Oh,
which
okay.
I hadn't heard of until today, or until I did this research. Pisco,
I don't think I've ever heard of that
one that we're familiar with, Grappa.
Grappa is considered a brandy.
Considered a brandy, yep.
Huh.
And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Grappa later. And then this might be my favorite way to say it, eau de vie.
Oh, eau de vie.
You probably heard that before. I didn't know that was a brandy style.
I don't
either.
I definitely didn't.
And
I didn't
I
know
love
that Grappa technically was. I mean, it makes sense.
Had no idea.
But I did not realize it.
So Italy makes a lot of Grappa.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought it was a Spanish drink.
Oh, no, I've had Italian. And Grappa usually
Strong.
when we were
Firewater.
When I was in Italy with my cousin, I'll never forget this as long as I live. Because of the fact that, I guess I at least spoke. So they sat us down. We didn't get a menu. It was just meat or fish. So I said, you order the meat, I'll have the fish, Go through the whole meal. 4 hours later, they come over with a tray of after dinner drinks. And the kid, Lorenzo, I'll never forget because it was his 19th birthday. And he comes over and he puts down this tray and it's got grappa, limoncello, and something else that was black, like a almost
an anise liqueur?
No, it was more like a Fernet.
Oh, okay.
But just full bottles and just puts it down and just goes, okay. See, have what you want. We're like, oh, okay. My cousin and I drank this grappa. We stumbled.
60%
Oh
alcohol?
my God, it's all. But we were like, do you think they're gonna charge us for all this? What do you think we got to do? He's like, I don't know, just drink it. We'll see what happens at the end. The entire meal was $60 a pop.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
it was beautiful.
That is awesome.
Sorry.
So you're gonna find this interesting because
Yeah.
one of our favorite shows, mutual favorite show, Archer.
Yes.
He talks about grappa all the time.
Yes.
And there's an episode where he lights it on fire.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll get there. So in the 16th century, brandy kickstarted the cross-Atlantic trade between Portugal, Africa, and I believe the colonies, but I could be wrong because they might not have been there at that point.
Okay.
But it took over as Portugal's main form of fortified wine because they realized that it was A, higher in alcohol content,
Yeah.
and B, it was easier to transport across the seas.
Yeah. That would make sense.
So, but interesting of why, and I'm going to get to it in a second. So that was on the Portugal side. The canoemen and the guards on the African side of the trade got paid in the very same brandy that they were helping ship.
Oh my God! That just sounds like such a fuck you. That's like mining dollars.
It sounds like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say that'd be like mining for diamonds and getting paid in diamonds, but I wouldn't want that.
Well, no. I meant more of how you used to work for a mining company and they would give you would get paid in the mining dollars that you could only use at mining stores.
Oh, that's
and
awful.
whatnot. Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh, dude, Appalachia in the 18th and 19th century, yeah, or 19th and 20th century, yeah.
Everyone's always trying to someone else.
Absolutely.
We got to start doing that. I think we're too nice for that.
I don't know. I feel like I'll listen. I'm already flirting with disaster. If I start doing that, well, I'm gonna get hit by a bus immediately. The bus that I'm driving that backed over you, I'm gonna
someone's gonna hit you by. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna come back.
I'm not gonna put it in park properly. I'm gonna go and check the headlights. It's gonna lurch forward. Yeah, it's gonna.
I'm gonna
be rough.
rewire it so you try and turn it on, and just the windshield wipers start going, and the water starts shooting out.
Is that a conversation we had once where if you can reincarnate anything?
I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe it was Danny. I told him.
Yeah, we might have.
I told him I would always come back as a toaster that burned
we definitely
toast.
talk about that. That is hysterical. What a way to F you someone.
I go, no matter what, I'll always come back as a toaster and I'll burn your toast.
You'll never have
time.
unburnt toast.
Yep.
Okay. So originally, why they chose to use wine as a way to distill brandy was a way to avoid a higher tax as they were transporting it. So in distillation, during the distillation, the brandy loses water.
Yeah.
So their plan was to put water back into it just before it's consumed.
Oh.
So they like cheated. It's kind of like a cheeky way to do it. You know, they cheated the system.
Yeah.
And then they would put it back in, I guess, to cut it.
Yeah, because if you think about it, grappa is usually served like almost like in a small, like little shot glass.
And they give you water back.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Oh, you're talking about. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I zoned out for a second.
You're good. In addition to the loss of water, there were also new aromatic compounds created in the brandy, while others were also destroyed and dissipated. So technically, brandy has an entirely new chemical composition than the source that it came from.
Oh.
Because of the way that it's made. So so this is straight from the 1728 edition. Hey, shut up down there.
Shut up down there. Relax. It's not a big deal.
1728 edition of... Oh, that's actually quite loud. Cyclopedia. Thank you for listening.
No, you know what that was? That was... I didn't want to wait at the red light.
Yeah, accurate.
Fuckers.
1728 edition of Cyclopedia.
Oh.
A.k.a. a Universal Dictionary of Arts and Sciences.
Okay.
Okay. So a cucurbit, which is also known as an alembic.
Okay, either way, if you refer to my mother as such ever again, I'll smack you right in the mouth.
Which is just a 2-part still.
Oh, again.
That's all. 2 parts still, Nick. 2 parts. Was filled half full of the liquor from which brandy was to be drawn, so wine, and then raised with a little fire until about 1/6 part was distilled, so I guess evaporated, or until that which falls into the receiver was entirely flammable. This liquor, distilled only once, was called spirit of wine or brandy, purified by another distillation or several more. This was then called spirit of wine rectified. The second distillation was made in, these are called, sorry, bear with me, a bain-marie, which is it's almost like a copper pot, but a big one.
Yeah.
And it's used to either keep things at a warmer temperature for a long amount of time, think like a salamander in a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Or like bring things up to temperature so they can be used in the distillation process.
Oh, okay. So the opposite of, I believe, what is referred to as like a bain-marie, which it keeps things cold.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And also in a glass cucurbit this time, and the liquor was distilled to about 1/2 the quantity. Okay, so you heard me talk about another distillation, right? So apparently the distillation was like an extended and troublesome process, so they cut it out eventually when a new chemical instrument was invented to like help this process. And then I know you heard me say this, they light it on fire.
I was just going to say, I like how the first distillation round, they were like, how is it? It's essentially a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wait. So get this. So this is how they check if it's good or not after it's been distilled. So what they would do, and apparently this was a good way to do it until they decided not to, you would light it on fire, and if the entire, all of the contents of the brandy that you're trying to light on fire lit on fire, then it's good to go. You're fine. Until another better test was discovered, I guess. So they would put a little bit of gunpowder in the spirit.
What? What are they doing?
Then they would light the spirit on fire. And then after that, if the gunpowder can still be ignited, the spirit was deemed good.
There are accurately a lot of criticisms to the internet and its existence and the way that it influences what we do and don't do in life. But, ladies and gentlemen,
1728
that is life
example.
Before the internet was. What if we go ahead and just see if this drink we're trying to make, what if we go ahead and blow it up and see if it's ready?
Got to totally light on fire. Is it good? Is it on fire all the way?
Perfect.
Yeah?
Bottle that shit.
You know
Let's
what?
sell it.
Let's put a little gunpowder in there. And if that doesn't explode, we'll be okay.
Mon ami, it's a brandy. Light it on fire. Who cares? I don't give a shit.
Do you remember when we were like in high school and E-Bombs World?
Fire the laser.
Yes.
Of course.
End of the world.
End of the world. Okay,
but I'm tired.
But I'm tired. Oh, yeah.
We'll take a nap and then fire the missiles.
Fire the missiles.
Could listen to that all the time.
So good.
Anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah. So, lighting alcohol on fire is not just a Molotov cocktail incident of maliciousness.
Happenstance, yeah. It was also to go ahead and get us this delicious drink, which is clearly having an impact
Doing
on
its
my
job.
day. This is delicious. This is delicious, though. So, I'm going to tell you real quick, and now I had mentioned this to you before, and you weren't familiar with this. The song Brandy, You're a Fine Girl.
Yeah, no.
Which I'm shocked at.
Maybe if I heard it.
The sailors say, Brandy,
Who sings that?
you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be.
No, still nothing.
But my life, my love, and my lady is the sea.
Wait, who is that, though?
Looking Glass?
We should keep it that way.
Okay.
Cool.
Throw this bus into reverse. I feel like we haven't finished the job yet.
Excuse me. Hey, you know what I say? If you're going to do it, make it count.
I know.
If you're going to take me out, take me out.
Listen, I always say that all the time. If you hit me, you better kill me.
Make it count. Yes, make it count. I want to be on the floor 10 minutes. No work tomorrow.
Don't you worry. Keep drinking that drink. So, if anything, I'll tell you about Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. So it's a song off the debut album from Looking Glass, which was in the #1 spot for at least 1 week in 1972. So the lyrics, again, as my rendition still gets across, is the story of a barmaid in a coastal town where all the sailors would fall in love with her. You know, they describe that her life is laying whiskey down all the time. But she's only interested in a man who is essentially not interested in her. A man who says...
Isn't that how it always goes?
Always goes. She bears a locket from the south of Spain. But he says, again, that his only love is the sea, so he can never actually be with her. So when the test pressing went around, specifically in D.C., to local, D.C. radio stations, one of the program directors had claimed that the lines, the telephone lines, had, quote, lit up like a Christmas tree. And he had never seen a response from listeners like that to a song in his 15 years.
We're talking like operator.
Oh, yeah,
days.
yeah, exactly. You know, Washington, D.C., 65000, let me connect you.
Please hold.
Please hold. So it was #1 in D.C. on the charts without the single being released for sale yet.
Wow.
And I think the most interesting thing about the song, and again, maybe we have an idea about girls named Brandy. This song popularized the name immensely. In 1971, the name Brandy had ranked 353 amongst newborn names. In 1971, the song came out in 1972. And it jumped up to 140th. By the end of 1973, Brandy was the 82nd most popular name given to girls in the United States.
I love it.
So do I. Very, very much so. Very, very much so.
Influencing.
These guys were essentially a one-hit wonder. Nothing else really seemed to come about from them at all. It's a great song. If you heard it, you would definitely.
I would know it.
I think you would definitely know it.
Yeah,
but
that's I don't know why I just got reminded of The Wonders. You know, that movie, That Thing You Do. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
With, Tom Hanks. Is it Tom Hanks or is it Mel Gibson?
I think it's Mel Gibson. No, Mel Gibson does What Women Want. That Thing You Do might be Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Yeah. You never seen that?
I don't know.
Do you know that song, That Thing You Do?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So it's a movie
isn't
about.
Isn't that Elvis Costello?
No, I think it was the Coons.
Oh, the Kooks.
The Kooks? No, I think it was the Coons.
Oh, Kuntz. No, that's
Koontz. I believe, sir. We're on one today.
Embarrassed.
Is it the Coons?
So sorry.
Hold on. We're gonna fact check right now.
I just spelled a cheeky word with a K and called it a day.
All right, so in the movie, it's really funny. You've never seen it. So the name of the band is called The Wonders, as in O-N-E, Durs.
Oh, okay.
So whenever they get announced at one point, and I can just keep hearing the guy say, "The Oneaters." I actually can't. I'm pretty sure it's the Coot. I don't know.
We're batting 1,000 today.
We're doing terrible.
Let me tell you, the sidecar is really...
We're doing terrible. Yeah, that's what it was, the sidecar.
I think...
Actually, it was The Wonders.
Oh, all right.
but it was spelled with a W.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I thought it was the Coots or the Coons.
I have no idea where that's cut from at this
Came
point.
from nowhere. I don't know. The knack is my Sharona,
Right.
So it's not that.
Yeah, no. I have no idea.
Anyway,
All right.
We're gonna get into some brandy facts.
Lay it on me.
All right. So I found this article. It's called 25 Facts You Probably Didn't Know About Brandy. And I love that. And I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm gonna do a good amount of them. I'm going to do the good ones.
Love a good BuzzFeed article.
So it actually wasn't.
All right.
It was on this website called kmmsam.com. It's actually AM 1450 of Bozeman, Montana.
Oh, all right.
So this article is from
Awesome.
from 2015, February of 2015.
Okay.
So at the same time, during the same month, and the dude or dudette, whoever wrote this article, because I couldn't find a name, so just so you know, referenced another article that was put out at the same time called 25 Facts You Probably Didn't Know About Brandy. Same name,
Okay.
but about Brandy the musician.
Who I did a majority of my research on initially and was like, I'll make this an entire episode then about her,
Oh,
so I
yeah?
have to stop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she has a really troubled and storied history that I don't know
Not
about.
troubled at
No,
all.
not troubled at all.
No, actually, it's fucking credible. It like she's got.
I know she
amazing-
just fell in love with Mariah Carey, right? And then all of a sudden
Houston,
Whitney Houston,
she's,
that's who it was.
She's Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Oh, really?
And, yeah.
Okay.
Ray J is her brother.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so she's been in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, for years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. This wasn't no fluke.
No, not at all. In fact, she just got signed to Motown in June.
You're kidding.
Yep. Well, no, I'm not
She's,
kidding.
she's still around.
Absolutely.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were paying attention in the first half of the episode, the name brandy comes from the Dutch word Brandewijn,
Brandewijn.
meaning burnt wine.
Oh.
That is what it means.
Huh.
Anything that will ferment can be distilled and turned into brandy. This includes grapes, apples, blackberries, sugarcane, honey, milk, rice, wheat, corn, potatoes, and rye.
Oh my God.
If you notice, there are a lot of ingredients in there that are used to make other liquors, such as like potatoes are used to make vodka, and rice is used to make sake,
Yeah.
and so are corn is used for whiskey, and so is rye used for whiskey and bourbon.
You just reminded me of blackberry brandy.
Blackberry brandy, yeah,
Which-
I've never had.
Oh my God, I
probably
love.
super tasty.
Oh my God, blackberry brandy. For our birthday, we got to go someplace where there's snow, which is pretty much everywhere.
And just to drink blackberry brandy.
Blackberry brandy, when it is 20 degrees below zero, is the most
Yeah, warm you up,
warming. Oh, hoo, hoo,
even though it
hoo,
really
hoo.
lowers your body temperature.
Oh, yeah, but that's all right. Who cares?
Science. Fine brandies, also referred to as cognacs, are required to retain the concentrated flavor of the underlying fruit.
Oh,
So that's one of the only real distinctions, I guess, that brandy absolutely needs, as long as it's a fine brandy.
I appreciate that.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of fine brandy, most fine brandy makers double distill their brandy, meaning that they concentrate the alcohol twice. You know, I didn't realize that's what it does. It concentrates the alcohol. I always
Yes.
thought it was just to like turn it into alcohol.
No. It's a matter of concentration.
Concentration.
So I don't know if you mention it or if you have this in here. So I apologize if you do. But to be considered brandy, it must maintain at least a 40% alcohol content.
Oh, is that the minimum?
Yes.
Oh, I did
40%.
not. I did
Yep.
not see that, but that makes sense because all of them, for the most part, are.
Yes.
So okay, it takes about 9 gallons of wine to make 1 gallon of brandy.
Whew.
So not a very efficient conversion.
No,
I
not
would
at
say.
all.
I kind of talked about this before, but fine brandies are usually blended from many different barrels over a number of vintages. So some cognacs can contain brandy from over 100 barrels blended together to make one.
Wow, that's wildly inefficient.
Yeah, I actually didn't want to say this one, but I feel like I have to, and I'm going to fact check this and probably end up party fouling. But this fact says the origins of brandy can be traced back to the expanding Muslim Mediterranean states in the 7th and 8th centuries. So my research that I found, I didn't say it to you guys, but I didn't find anything until the 15th century. Well, so we're talking about half,
I remember you mentioning it at one point about the 15th century. I would fact check it, and the only reason why is because I always thought, or I shouldn't say always thought, but I thought that the consumption of alcohol was against, like, at least Sharia law, I believe it is, but I thought that it was always against,
you bring up a good point.
Typical, like
Muslim
Islam,
beliefs.
Practices.
You bring up a good point. I'm going to look into that.
It could be one of those things that changed over time. I mean, we were raised Catholic, priests were married at one point and they weren't.
That's
and then,
true.
things come and go. So, like, who knows? So
That's true. Okay, fair enough. We're going to look into that.
Yeah,
I promise I'm going to look into that. We talked about it before, but Armagnac is the oldest type of brandy in France with documented references to distillation dating back to the early 15th century. Wow. So, like, pretty much right when they started to distill.
Yeah.
I said this before. Italy has a long history of brandy production dating back to the 16th century, but unlike Spain and France, there are no specific brandy producing regions. So, like, France has cognac, and Spain, there is Spanish brandy.
Yeah.
That is a variant of brandy. But Italy's got nothing.
I wonder if that's just because of the fact is that Italy was broken up into so many different kingdoms for so long. If it was a matter of, like, everybody had their own,
that's
perhaps?
possible. It does make, produces a substantial amount of grappa.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess like, I've had grappa from everywhere.
So this says both of the raw firewater variety and also of the more elegant artisanal efforts.
Well, yeah. Excuse me, if you think about it, like, you've got Vesuvius, you've got Etna in Italy, so you've got a lot of volcanic earth.
Yeah.
Huh.
Lots of limestone.
Interesting.
And then just a couple more. In the United States, Applejack. Apple brandy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's thought to be many as the first spirit produced in the British colonies.
Oh, I would believe that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Some of the earliest thermometers, this is my favorite one, used in the 1600s contained brandy instead of mercury.
Really?
And they swapped it out after they realized that if it gets too hot, brandy evaporates. Because, of the alcohol.
Oh. Huh.
But yeah, they used to use brandy in...
I like how they were like, no, that's evaporating. Let's take the shit that makes you crazy. Let's put that in.
They probably didn't know at the time, but any liquid that's silver and coagulative...
Beads. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I wouldn't touch it.
God. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? One more. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to, because you know what? Y'all deserve to know. For a time, Leland Stanford, the founder of Stanford University, was the world's largest brandy producer.
Really?
In fact, he was. I assume this was the time, like, before his
foray
Stanford.
into...
Yeah, his, like, Stanford ordeal.
I think Stanford was named after him. I don't think it was a matter of, like, him establishing...
Oh.
Stanford.
Probably.
Huh. That's interesting. Fascinating, in fact.
You know what, man? The stuff you find out.
Yeah, right?
When you research about brandy.
I've got one last quick thing, if anything. Are you familiar...
Throw it over.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Brandy Station?
I don't think so. I do wish I had another sidecar, though.
So do I. So, Brandy Station is actually an unincorporated community in Culpeper County, Virginia. Which I love the name Culpeper for some reason. I don't know why.
Great name.
Great name. So the town was originally called Brandy, but it eventually became Brandy Station due to a local tavern having a brandy like advertisement on the outside. So they just changed the name to Brandy Station.
Yeah, that happens more than you realize, actually.
It does. And it's funny. I said, what a time. But like, I feel like you're 100% right where it's like, well, that's where the brandy, the station with the brandy sign.
Super easy.
More importantly, it was the location of the Battle of Brandy Station, which had taken place on June 9th of 1863. It was the largest, predominantly cavalry battle during the Civil War, as well as the largest ever on American soil.
I think those are my favorite battles.
Right?
Cavalry. Because it's not just like load up your gun and go shooting. Like, it takes skill and it takes strategery.
It's a whole lot of strategy. You're on horseback.
Right.
It's polo with guns.
That is the most insane simile I've ever heard. It's
polo with firearms.
Is that a simile? No.
Yeah, or metaphor. Simile needs to have like or as. Yeah. We're kind of smart on our own. We know
education.
Damn it. So the battle, which victory seemed like it would go back and forth for both sides. It was either going to be the Confederacy or the Union. Continually went back and forth, and the Confederacy had technically like a much more well-trained and well-trained and well-manned cavalry. However, it ultimately marked the defeat of the Confederate cavalry because the fact is that Union forces had unleashed not one but two surprise attacks on the cavalry and managed to like thwart them at the end of the day.
Oh.
And ultimately, there were some 20,500 men who had fought in this battle. Again, primarily cavalry. Many of the losses being in the form of captures, including Rooney Lee, who was Robert E. Lee's son. He had been shot in the thigh and was like taken to like a field hospital, and that field hospital was no longer able to be like protected, and he was captured. He was a Union POW essentially.
What a terrible name, first off.
Oh, I think Rooney's actually not a bad name.
Not a fan.
Really?
Sorry.
Okay,
buddy.
that's fine.
Not even here to defend yourself.
No. He was, trust me, he was on the wrong side to begin with.
That's fair.
He was on the losing side.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Man, what? Can I get a year on that one more time of the battle?
1863.
25,000 people on horseback. 20,000 people on horseback.
About 20,000 people. Yeah, predominantly on horseback.
That must have been a sight to see. That
I
those are
can't
like
imagine.
I can't. Yeah, neither can I, because
Like-
like the space you would need to at least like have where those two armies could meet.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you got to come from somewhere.
And what's really interesting, and to your point, like, so this was actually one of the first battles of the Gettysburg campaign. And so what's interesting is that the cavalry is actually known for, like, being able to kind of thwart attacks. Like, a good cavalry essentially means, like, I can go out on patrol because I'm on horseback. I can see shit from other places and either put it down or report back.
Yeah.
So the fact that this entire battle was almost entirely fought by folks on horseback.
Yeah, that's intense.
And let me tell you, folks, I don't know about you, but I don't think we all realize how fucking big a horse is. One horse is a large animal, powerful animal.
Oh, yeah.
There were thousands of them.
Not only that, but like the skill, like I talked about before, that it takes to ride a horse and wield a gun a sword.
Absolutely.
Because you know there were swords. Because you know how many times
Tally-ho!
you're gonna fire, like, how many times you're gonna wait 1 second,
hang
please.
on, please. I've got to go ahead and feed Mitzi a muffin while I go ahead and refill my
musket.
my
like
musket.
Jesus.
Yeah.
6 hours to put another bullet in. Yeah. Horseback battles. Super fun to watch on TV.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones.
Not
like
to be a part of. I feel like I would shit my pants if I was part of that.
Get a hard pass on the horseback battle. I've never been on a horse.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah, I have.
You've ridden a horse.
Yes. I love horseback riding. I think it's great.
Interesting.
Yeah. I trust the horse, actually, quite a bit. I don't know. It's a weird thing for me to even say.
Just one horse or like all horses? You trust all horses?
I trust a lot of animals. I trust a lot more animals than I trust human beings.
Well, yeah, I live by that.
Yeah, I that's why, like, you know. That's
At least an animal's going to tell you if it's going to bite your hand.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll show those signs.
Right.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's why I don't have sympathy for anybody that ever gets, like, attacked by something. I'm like, the writing is on the wall.
You probably deserved it.
Exactly.
That's like, and we'll end after this, I promise, because now we're just going on a tangent. One of the most frustrating videos I can see on the internet. And man, you just like triggered me so hard. One of the most frustrating videos is when a child is like pulling on a dog's tail, or like stepping on like an infant. It could be an infant, and no discrimination here.
No,
because I'm yelling at the parent.
Leash your kid.
Yeah, tell your kid to stop, because that's when like people are surprised that like, oh, Shadow bit Billy. Like, yeah, he did, because Billy pulled his tail 15 times and Shadow barked at him 14 times, and on the 15th time he got bit.
Yeah. So, do you yell at the stove if it's hot and Billy touches the stove? No.
I would.
Yeah. You stupid stove. You burned my child.
But yeah.
Damn it.
That's where we're ending.
If you have
See
any
ya.
questions, comments, concerns, critiques, shoot us an email at beersonpodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, bite
Pew,
your
pew.
dumb tongue. Make sure you... Oh, by the way...
Oh, yeah, we forgot
have an
to
announcement.
announce. Yeah, we forgot to announce. So we, Nick and I have done some talking. We're going to switch up our format a little bit. Good on you for bringing it up because I forgot. So we're going to go to, not that you guys care or it matters, so we're going to do it anyway. We're going to go for one long episode a week.
Like we've had today.
We're gonna rapid fire you guys with some quick hitting beer only reviews.
Yeah, we're going to be calling those microbrews. So
that's a good one.
I don't know if we chatted about that, but
That's a good one. I like that. It's better than
than
what I was coming up with.
I had thought about it a while ago. I was like, if they're shorter, we'll call them microbrews.
I was like lightning round.
Make sure you keep an eye out for those in your feed. I'm so
like,
sorry.
comment, and subscribe. We'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. That was loud.
Oh, Christ.
That's pretty good. Microbrews.
Yeah, that's what I had thought about.
I like that.
Oh, God.